Let's begin now.
You know, today, I just woke up and I
Like
said,
this.
instead of waiting on a good day, waiting around through ups and downs, waiting on something to happen, I just said,
We're gonna have a good day, and all my homies gonna ride today.
That's right.
And all these mommies look fly today, and all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day, and ain't nobody gotta cry today, 'cause ain't nobody gonna die today. Save that drama for another day. Hey, we're gonna have a good.
I can't tell if it's done yet, but anyway, we're not getting any snow. I asked the question, when will it snow in New Jersey? And evidently it's going to snow today. Snow is expected to start falling between 8 a.m. and 10 in western and central sections of Jersey, between 10 and 11 in eastern sections. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Literally and figuratively. I'm trying to figure out when I want to go skiing is my problem. I want to go skiing. In case anybody gives a fuck. Hey, they call it the Hive Ransom Group. Hive Ransomware. Hive Ransomware Group. Whatchamacallit is speaking right now. FBI has seized website used by a notorious ransomware gang. Hive. Oh, wait, huh? I feel like I get emails from them. But I thought I also bought like this ethical ant stuff that doesn't work. All it does is drown them. Is that ethical? I don't even think it worked at all. What the? There's some fucking crazy stuff going on. Website-wise. I mean, you gotta see, is this how many ads we have? I guess we're gonna have soon. This page is more about ads than the actual article itself. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not even like close to being down to the bottom yet. Where's the actual story about Robbie Knievel died? Anyway, Well, anyway, the FBI has seized a website that notorious ransomware gang. What's his face is speaking now. I don't know why I'm reading this. The fuck am I reading that story for? What's his face? Merrick Garland is speaking about it right now. They basically this company Hive they basically seized the control of a hospital during the COVID pandemic, and those guys couldn't allow anyone in, and they had to use paper to admit people. It was just what fucking assholes. A hospital? I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, seriously, a hospital during a pandemic, as far as ransomware. I mean, you have, where else did they get? They got other places too. As recently as the last 2 weeks, which I think is what prompted some company in California got hit with it. It's just, dude, can't you figure out a way to work? I just feel like it's so much easier to sell a shirt than to go and commit ransomware. There's all these moving parts too. You got to get into the personal fucking computer thing, then you got to grab all of the information needed, and then you got to totally seize the websites. So basically, this is what you guys would have to do with me. You would have to basically, all right, get onto my computer, which is fine. Grab my passwords and all that, which is fine. Okay, then you'd have to go, I have 5 or 6 different servers. So you'd have to go into each one, the radio one, and take that down. But the thing is, you'd also have to steal my phone, because you can't get in without me doing a code, without me putting in a code that changes every 60 seconds. And that's for not only all my websites, that's all of my control panels too. The only thing you could really get into is the WordPress ones. which I don't even use to get in. And then you'd have to seize them. You'd have to seize 20 of them, because I have 20 different websites. And then you would have to talk me into giving you money to get back in, which I wouldn't, because all I would do is just press the backup and just get it back where I was before you took it, which was 20 minutes ago. Bunch of assholes. Like, even that glitch that the airports had, I was like, dude, that smells like a PHP error. And not only that, it also reeks of something that would have happened in 2001. And sure enough, I think it was something linear. I think something just ended, or somebody just fucked up. Okay, because it just doesn't manifest. Everything's binary, so it catches. So unless it just has weird script and it just goes crazy and can't do something and it implodes, basically. You should have a working product that works forever. It's computerized. That's the point of it. Okay, so but when you go in and interrupt it, say with a database, or PHP, by the way, is a database error, which is what you call it, the airport people had a problem with. And I forget what the term they used, and I was like, I feel like that's happened to me, big time. Except I don't run fucking information to every airline in the world. Okay, so of course I can make a mistake. No one would even fucking notice except a few people from the radio thing. The radio stations have blown up. Did we talk about that? One hit 4006, but it's hovering at the mid to high 3000s, like 3800, 3700, 3600, 3900, 3800, like around there. 3800 at Live Jam is generally the average now. Do you remember when it was like 14? Do you remember when it was 4? We had people right away for some reason. I don't understand how that happened. And then JamFest, same thing. Well, JamFest fed off of Live Jam. So that was easy. And then JamFest grew like in seconds. Like Live Jam took a year or more because I realized it sucked for a while. I was at radio.io or whatever, and I was just throwing live songs in. And so one day I'm at the gym like 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden there's like people clapping for fucking 2 minutes, it seemed. And I was like, it was driving me nuts. I was getting so angry. Then all of a sudden you'd hear someone start talking about a song. Okay, yeah, we're going to play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and, I want to thank everybody, and blah, blah, blah. And he's talking, and that's driving me nuts in itself. And then all of a sudden the track ends, and it goes on to a whole other song. So I started to realize, like, you can't depend on live albums to throw into a fucking auto DJ crap thing and expect it to jive crossfade-wise because it's all haywire. Even the live albums go, like, one song talks about the next song in the previous song. It's odd, so you have to cut all that out. Then the crowd noise is just amazing. What I wish I could cut out are endings of bands, ending songs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You should hear the Allman Brothers end songs. It takes them 4 minutes and 88 seconds. That's right, over 60 seconds. They managed to somehow create longer minutes to end songs. They're like, I don't have any queued up, otherwise I'd do it. But I'm sure you could probably hear it. We have like so many live things by them. It's like overkill with the Allman Brothers. Take no offense, I'm fine with it. But they have a lot of live albums, so it's, they're pretty forthcoming with them too. I didn't even put a lot of the modern day shit in like the Beacon things where they would play the same shit every fucking night and then sell the download. But there's like 30-minute long In Memory of Elizabeth whatever's or some other song too. What is it? Memory of Elizabeth Reed, something like that. And then there's, the Mountain Song. There was one version where I'm pretty sure they had a lightning storm and they stopped like 28 minutes into it. Then they started again. Like a half hour later, and it went on for another 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure that happened. I had to cut all that shit out too. I'm serious, the rain delay was in there. Like, when you're putting out live from the Fillmore East or this and that, like, what do? They just like chop it anywhere and no one listens to it? I mean, I think now they pay attention, but like the introducing of the next song in the previous song file is maddening. It's maddening. It's why no one else will do it, quite frankly. It's exactly why we are the only fucking all-live radio station with an all-live radio format, which everybody is like, what does that mean, all-live radio format? All-live radio format, all right, listen. This is another one of these stories that, like, nobody's going to remember that it started with me, even though I said it back in the 80s and 90s. 80s especially. Sorry, I'm fumbling around with this. This is how I phrased it. I phrased it as, like, the Grateful Dead are creating their own genre of music. I said that out loud many times. We didn't have computers, so I don't think I said it in writing. Maybe in a love letter or something. When I used to be a pen pal with, like, Carmede or something. But I doubt it. She wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe I said it to her. But no, the point is, no one's going to remember that I ever said that. Okay? No one's going to remember. And lo and behold, JamBands, which is a horrific fucking derivative. What is it? Derivative? I was trying to say derivacation. Derivative of what I just said. I forget already. Okay? JamBands. Because, all right, we had the Horde tour. That's an acronym because I remember there were periods. I went to the last one ever. Ironically. I never went to one in its heyday. I went to the last one ever at SPAC. With weird artists too. They weren't even jam band artists. That's what I mean. It's like jam bands now are like Jason Isbell, Jack Johnson. I mean, those are singer-songwriters to me. Or, what was it, AAA, remember that? Buster, back in the 90s. There was adult contemporary, which was basically James Taylor type stuff, and Joan Baez, like that type of crap. That was considered adult contemporary, and that was the type of radio station every city had back in the 90s. Or back when, in the history of life, in the history of music. Then, AAA started with, what was the band that I was kind of working back in the 90s? They were quintessential fucking AAA. I can't put my fucking finger on it. But I did something with them. And then Sire we had AAA. By then AAA was legit, a legit radio station. Like, that was an actual... by 98, there were AAA stations pretty much in a lot of cities. Definitely in every major city. But, yeah, AAA. And that was like Hootie and the Blowfist, that type of shit. Dreadful. So, we were working some type of bands like that. And it was so fucking boring. Like, they were like, it was like Guster. Guster was AAA, I think, or alternative. I don't know. Guster was more alternative, I think, because we were at Sire. So Sire had another AAA artist that I was working on. Not everything, but see, I did sales, so everything was convoluted, and Sire was a hot mess. They basically went bankrupt that year for the third time. I don't know. Muscadine was like, heavier rock. That was another thing I had to work. They sucked. Muscadine, oh, horrible signing. Sire had some horrible signings. Horrible. Everything with the hooch, I guess, was a hit, but where are you going? Where are you going with everything? They sucked. Guster never had a chance at Sire. They should have gone anywhere else but Sire. Mercury, whatever. Capricorn, I don't believe in them either. They basically went bankrupt 3 times also. Including the initial one where I'm pretty sure he did time for fucking accounting evasion. Or tax evasion, I mean. But that's how the Allman Brothers started, and then that was how Capricorn got disbanded back in the 70s. He had to go to jail, prison. So basically, it started back up again during 93-ish, 92, 91, in that era with, 92, 93-ish was about the time that they had 311 signed, so that was an excellent signing. They also had Sire had Morchiba. That was a good signing. But Sire didn't know what the fuck to do with Morchiba. I mean, Jesus. How do you not break Morchiba up the ass back in 98? Jesus Christ. That was like here, Silver Platter. You had Macy Gray, all that kind of shit. Like, they were all breaking like up, like with like no tomorrow. Morchiba had hits. And still nobody knows who the fuck they are. Whatever. I play them all the time. I don't care. If you listen to the Big Calm album, that's one of the best fucking albums. And Sire couldn't do jack dick with it. Because they had the biggest bunch of fucking moron posers there. Oh my God. What the fuck? See, I think the way I got hired was like, I think I met Seymour like out somewhere and he was like, call me for a job, and then I was like, all right, I'll take a job, and then basically that's how I got the job. Nobody knew about it. Everybody was like, can you find a place to work? I mean, I had to basically, for the first few days, I was like working at the counter near the fucking copy machine. Then I finally got an office or something, or a cubicle. No, I had an office there, but it was like horrible. I mean, woo! That was one of the worst run things ever. And then it was also at the time when the big thing was doing in-stores. That was my big fucking, like, I had to set up shit at Borders. Like these hard rock bands, or jam bands, or whatever the fuck. Pop band, like real rock bands. I had to get them to play fucking Borders. It was so stupid. It's just a way to get seen or talked about, I guess, but it had nothing to do with the music itself. Like a band like Everything, if they weren't on a quote-unquote horde tour, they should have been. Guster, same thing. I think Guster was by the last time I saw, so basically the last horde tour ever was like, or at least the last show, I think the headliner was like Fiona Apple. What? That was a jam band? Oh yeah, she's real intense. Oh. Man, the first thing I think about when I want to do a hit of acid is going to a Fiona fucking Apple concert. And I was like hanging out with her too, like backstage, and I'm like, who are you? Like, I was cocky then too, yeah. Yeah, that was when I thought, like, every day I was going to be hanging out with some star. Back then it was so easy. Because even, like, somebody that I was with, she worked in the film industry. So between me doing soundtracks and her doing whatever, we went to, like, every fucking premiere and party we wanted to go to. Big time. I walked on the red carpet many times. I have awards for shit that I don't even deserve. Like delivering shit to Tom Petty's house. Yeah, that was, you know what? I guess I did a bunch of shit on Into the Great Wide Open. I'm not sure if that was what it was called. I think it was called that. Yeah, like I negotiated the album cover. artwork rights and all that shit, pretty much myself, and then got the lawyers to do whatever. And they were like, how did you do that? Because all I did was basically Mike Campbell and Tom Petty, and I think that was it. We're like, dude, we need to go to the LA County Museum of Art. And we're going to find our artwork there. I have the cover art there. And I was like, I don't know. Okay. I didn't know what to say. Well, there was another antidote to that I cannot talk about it now. Or I don't know if I can. Am I allowed? I really don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Mike Campbell's alive, so basically he's the only one that can really get pissed, and Petty's sister can get pissed. But, like, I don't think it was a big deal. But the fact is, in 1992, it was a big deal then. Like, I never told anyone this. But I basically had to go deliver Tom Petty and Mike Campbell pot for them to go to the LA County Museum of Art to go pick out the artwork. Okay? That's pretty much probably why I got the award or whatever. Although they give them out to every record label guy. But whatever. I'm just saying. If you work there and you like took a piss on the album cover, you got an award. I got an award for, it says something like Don Lichterman for MCA's best year ever. I'm like, oh, sure, you're welcome, no problem. I'm sure I did a lot to bring that on. Best year ever. Yeah, I got an award for all there's a whole bunch of stuff on it. But I think everybody did. for MCA's best year ever. I'm serious, it says that. It says something like that. I'm paraphrasing, I can't see it. All right, but 92, it's like you couldn't be flaunting around that you were smoking pot. I didn't even tell anyone I went to the Dead. I'm not fucking joking. I would say I'm going away for a weekend, and then that's what I would do. Hey, I'm going back east, and I went to Europe. I did that for 2 weeks once. And that was my problem, because I always put that ahead of my life and work. Okay, I thought life was a party. Then I did it with another band. Then I realized, holy shit, I've gone nowhere. No. I'm sorry. I've gone backwards when I got my head out of my ass in the early OOs. And then it took me all this time to just really get my head out of my ass. Because now I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. And yeah, that's probably a problem for people. Wait till I get control of everything, because it's starting to happen. People are starting to feel it too. Explore New Jersey, taking off. The reason why Explore New Jersey is doing so well so fast is because all the other things, Visit New Jersey and what is it? Mama Poppins, New Jersey isn't boring. What are like? They all suck. It's like, it wasn't even like hard to like start this last month and catapult it. You know, it's kind of a joke. We have every cool music artist that's coming through. I had it in venues this week, you know, so we're getting that form of attention too. Dispensaries love us. For some reason, we have a huge dispensary, whatever. They probably because I was the first to even list it. You know, nobody was like listing dispensaries. But the reason why I was listing dispensaries is because there's only 21, so it was easy. It wasn't that hard. But, and then the cool thing about it is, if you've ever like remotely like just annoyed me, or no, you can annoy me. I don't care about annoying. If you are a dick, you're not being added to Explore New Jersey. Not ever. It's the same mentality as the radio stations that are now getting thousands of fucking listeners a day. Thousands. Well, one only gets 1,000, but one gets 4. So it's only a matter of time. And the other one had like 3 or some thousand one day. Maybe not. I don't remember. But again, it's not hard because we're fucking way better. It's better quality across the board. The music's way better. Okay, it's not bullshit. It's about music, dude. It's why eventually, I'm sorry, Live Nation, you're going down. Okay, whatever you're doing, you're going to be bought, and we're going to trim $3 billion right off the top. $3 billion. Boom. So if you make $8 billion a year, you're only going to make $5 billion. And we're going to make it about music, and we're going to start to build cool venues. Not cookie cutter fucking amphitheater fucks. Fucking fucks. And we're going to add real people that like music, and hey, are going to actually promote music. Remember back in the day when promoters actually promoted music? You know, meaning like, okay, we're going to make something out of nothing. Like, there's none of that anymore. If you don't, you got to have everything in place to even get the eyeballs of any form of attention from Live Nation. They won't even look at you. And by the same token, if you want to spend $300 on a show, you can go and fucking sit in the second level of the man and fucking drink and hobnob with maybe pretty people. I don't know. But you're not, obviously, if you're up there drinking at a bar type thing, you're not listening to the music. Okay? So it becomes not about the music. It's got to be about the music first, then you go hobnob. You should do the social shit afterward. Like, who the fuck wants to sit up there and, like, be far away from the music? I mean, especially when you're paying more. Like, this is what you pay more for. It's like, you know, regular seats are $120, but you pay $250 to be up there. Okay, that makes sense. You pay all this money to be further away and to spend more money and drink more, I guess. I mean, that's just insane. You know what else is insane? There's something called the Victor something company, like, in my backyard. And they use the dog. I called them out on it today. I want to see what their deal is. They have a shit ton of licensed product, evidently. Fats Waller, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it's part of the Victor catalog. I know RCA was here at one point in its life. If these guys have the Victor fucking brand and whatnot under their asses, that's one of the most valuable and historic brands in music history in my eyes. The dog, that dog guy, the dog, the nipper, the dog going like, you know, tilting to the side. If you could fucking make, I would fucking have that thing everywhere. I make nipper dogs everywhere. 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 But I don't know what the deal is, because it was RCA Victor, but RCA never no, they had RCA Records, but that was, I think, short-lived, and I don't think RCA Records was age-old into the 50s and 60s. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure it was. It had to be. I don't remember. Polygram, when they started, they were Phonogram and Philips back in like the 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s. I'm being loose. Okay, they combined. They were like, hey, let's put the hardware with the software. The Philips, player. Sorry. And then the Phonogram Records was, Gershwin and shit like that. And that's how Polygram started back in the 40s or whenever it started, 30s, 40s. Okay, so I always thought that RCA and Victor started that way, where RCA was the electronics, and then they combined with Victor Records, which actually was the software, if you will. And then they became RCA Victor in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's how I always thought it started. But then, like, when BMG bought them out, BMG kind of took over the name. And now it's Sony or whatever. But, like, and then Sony took over the name. But I believe there is an RCA record. I don't know. But And then I would assume that they would have Victor Records. Or is it Victory? Wait, RCA Victory? Is that what it is? Or Victor? No, Victor. I gotta check. I gotta figure this out later on today because it's got me baffled. But again, I called him out on it. And I'm like, listen, I managed Warner catalog. I knew this, and I worked in business affairs for years. I was around every fucking deal imaginable, including every BMG deal. What's your fucking deal, dude? And you're in Berlin, New Jersey? Just makes no sense. So, hey, by the way, I launched a WSCA Sports News. I need a logo. I'm using the regular logo for now, but I think it actually works better than WSCA News, quite frankly. For some reason, I'm not sure how, it plays videos on its own. I'm like, oh, Mama Lucia. I was trying to set up the actual video page, and then all of a sudden it started playing the video on its own, and I'm just like, all right, hands off. So I added NFL in. NFL News. I got to do the rest of the leagues. Yeah. But anyway, so then I hired somebody to work on why the auto feeds weren't working for the proper, WSCA News. And they wrote back, but I'm not going to answer because I'm here talking to you. I'm talking to you, Lil. Talking to you. So Merrick Garland took down the Hive ransomware things, which I'm way into because I think you're a dick if you're trying to steal money, let alone that way. I mean, you wreaked havoc all over this hospital and someone else. It's like, dudes, come on. At the same time, you guys that run these companies need to fucking get your security a little in order. There needs to be one go-to person where if somebody's trying to log in, something sent, you need to set up a program where your combination changes every fucking 60 seconds. I'm sorry. If I wasn't getting at it today, it was a different conversation, but like, I have 5 or 6, I forget how many servers, but they all have that. Oh yeah, well, I talked about what it would take to ransomware me. But you're not ransomwaring me because I don't really give a fuck. If you tried to ransomware me, the first thing I would do is just go out and buy a new computer. And then everything's server-based anyway. It just makes no... How did a hospital get ransomed? You know that thing, that Microsoft thing that pops up and it says, you've been infected? You know that thing? I know somebody that fell for that. She went to University of Maryland, too. We were friends back then and throughout, and even are still pseudo-friends. We talk pretty much only because of Facebook, but at least we talk. And it's not Facebook talk, like, congratulations, your kid took a piss. Like, not that. We talk about pertinent stuff when we talk. However, she fucking told me she paid $1,100. And I was like, what? Dude, that's fake. All you had to do is click out of it. Or Control-Alt-Delete. And I mean, granted, it was a while ago, but... Yeah. So, anyway, Merrick Garland got the ransomware people Hive, which now, I mean, again, there's a company called Hive that I bought ethical ant-killing shit because it's ethical to, I guess, drown them instead of... Because that's all that was. All I did was squirt the ants and they just drowned. They certainly didn't go away. I never used it again. Hive. That's the Hive I know. Maybe they somehow got my ransom. Maybe they tried to ransom me and I didn't even know it. But I wouldn't do it. I'd be like I said, I'd be like, fuck you, you'd have to get every one of my servers. You wouldn't even, they're all on different things. You'd have to know an extensive amount of passwords and have my phone. Or at least hijack it somehow. Can you do that? Can you take over someone's phone too? But here's the thing, dude. I even think trying to steal a phone to get into the what I call the authenticator, which is my program that changes the code every 60 seconds in order to log into all my control panels, including servers. I'm pretty sure when I changed from the Pixel 4 to the Pixel 7, that shit did not carry over. I'm pretty sure I had to start over, and one time I got fucked because I had to contact them to get in. You know, and it took like 2 days. I remember that something like that happening. So again, you have to, like, if you're a hospital, you gotta have a 0 percentile ransomware or anywhere, any type of hacking shit. Well, the problem with hacking is that hacking is nothing brilliant. This is what hacking is. A disgruntled person leaving that happens to have your passwords and usernames. That's a hacker. Because that's it. If you know somebody's username and password, you're a hacker. And you want to go in and fuck with them, you're a hacker. Okay? Otherwise, I don't know what you do as a hacker. Quote unquote. I mean, at least with the ransomware, you're trying to steal money, though it's pathetic. I mean, to me, can't you program something to sell something and at least create commerce of some sort instead of trying to bring shit down? Is that not, I mean, like, I don't understand. Like, what? I mean, because you're not lazy. You're putting in a ton of effort to do ransomware. It's probably multiple people, too. Not just the 400-pound guy sitting in his basement. Maybe. When Merrick Garland was describing it about him whenever ago, he was saying there were moving parts. Okay, you had to get control of the personal, then you had to get control of their passwords and whatever, then you had to get into their servers, because you're not taking down a hospital without getting into its server. And again, I'm asking, what the fuck? What server are they on? Did they just get the... Like, hospitals need to be on their own servers. Do they know that? But again, if you... Like, let's say you break into the place where I house the servers, which 3 are at one, even though they're different accounts and run by different things and different server types. And then I have 2 on others, like on another company, but I only use 2 different companies. So if you go and break into those companies, you could pretty much fuck with whomever. All right, but it goes back to me. You're making all this effort. Why don't you make an effort to create a design on a T-shirt? Let me explain something to you. If you go to Printful or Printify or Print-A-Dick and Print-A-This, it's really easy. It's a lot easier than ransomwaring, although maybe there's not 100 million. That's a lot of fucking money, dude. That's a lot of money. People are just like, oh, fuck it, here. That's a lot. In 1 year, that's extensive. You got to bring that shit down. That's bad. I hope it's inflated somehow. Can it be inflated? Like, maybe, like, that's how many, maybe, like, do you think they did? I can't remember if Merrick Garland actually used the word paid 100 million or they were responsible for 100 million in ransomware. Because in reality, I could ransomware something and not get paid. Does that count? Like I said, if you ransomwared me, you're not getting any money. First of all, I don't have any money. So I don't, and I don't give a fuck that much. And I'll find a way around it. So I'm not the ransomware type of guy. I'm also not the type of guy that, like, you want to try and scam, because that happened this week too. Every once in a while I go to this particular company and I try to find programmers that can do a specific thing with regard to my TV network. My TV network needs to be up at Samsung and up at LG and up at Apple and up at Roku via the developer account. Okay, not through a player, which is the only way I know how to do it right now. Though I went to try and program it in this thing called Tizen, Tizen. I was like, oh fuck, that's a whole job in itself. I don't have time. Then same with WebOS for LG, same thing. Apple, whatever. I think Apple's probably easy, but it's Apple. So I don't even know how to, it's a whole, whatever. Apple's Apple. I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. I need to do it, but I don't know why I'm saving it for last. It probably could be done easier than Samsung, LG, and whatever. Right now, the app's up at Google Play. So that encompasses Amazon, Sony, all that. But it doesn't include Samsung and that. However, you can get the Sunset app on those TVs, but you have to either use what is called a downloader and basically have the, it's called DNS, it's an acronym for something. Once you have that and then your own password or whatever, then you get everything. It's connected that way. It's a brilliant, brilliant fucking program because it's it's one fucking thing and you literally have millions of pieces of information, tens of millions of pieces of information. You have about mid-hundreds of thousands of final products if you count video, movies and TV shows. Because, of course, I do everything. So I have 94,000 movies. But a lot of our fan base or whatever is in India for some reason. Hey, by the way, the TV station went over 19,000 viewers at one time. Again, all from India. It's amazing. No one from fucking Israel. No one from fucking America. Radio station is mostly America. My podcast is all fucking India, man. I should go to India. I'm probably like on dartboards there. Oh, you're probably listening to it right now. Hi there, India fans. What's the deal? Do you guys hate me or like me? I can't figure that one out yet. It seems like my only fans are from South America. And I'm pretty sure it's a guy. And that's pretty much it. The You Rock guy, the guy that says I rock all the time. And tells me ever so greatly what I do wrong. He does it really well. He does the whole like, you did this wrong, but you're the best thing ever type of thing. So it's, you can't get mad. But he's definitely on top of my every move. So, rock on guy from Peru, I think. Thank you for your input all the time. Thank you for keeping me on my toes, quite frankly. The other thing I got a little pissed at today is there was a segment about kids eating fentanyl pills. And now remember 2 weeks ago I didn't know that they were doing a whole expose about fentanyl being a thing in Jersey and South Jersey, let alone in the town I was born. That's where they were interviewing the police or whatever from, or that's where they were putting the EpiPens or something in schools that help you come back from an OD. Yeah, I mean, so, well, today had nothing to do with Jersey, but I'm just relating it to the fact that, like, the woman was pissed off at Snapchat for allowing it, but I don't know how a Snapchat or a WhatsApp or Telegram is going to police that. I don't think you can police it in real time. Even still, I have to think there's ways around it. So if you don't say fentanyl, you say it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that's facilitating it. And then the other thing is, I don't know how Snapchat is actually the ones shoving the pill down these kids' throats, having them die. The other thing is, why are they faking? What are they faking? Is it Oxy? And they're making... See, that was my whole thing way back when I didn't even know fentanyl was something they gave out at hospitals until like a few years ago. So I always marveled at why people were doing that or putting that in things and killing off their clientele. But then I heard that people actually like fentanyl. I guess it makes you feel good. So maybe that's why. I think that might be the problem. Maybe the kid knew he was buying fentanyl pills. Otherwise, what? Unless it says Oxy on it. I don't know. It's just... I mean, yeah. And I don't know how that's Snapchat's fault. And I can give 8 fucks about Snapchat. I've never used it, but like, I'm sure I hate them. But I have no skin in it or whatever. But I don't. I think I feel bad for the woman that lost their kid because of fentanyl pills. But like at the same time, dude, you gotta figure out a way to tell your kids not to do fentanyl pills. It's always the first one. Remember, just it's tough, but you gotta just you gotta tell them not to do the first one. That's what like the drug whatever seems to always forget. They jump right into the middle of when you're addicted. You gotta start with just don't do it in the first place. This is the way it makes you feel, and it could potentially kill you. If you don't know the maker, you're rat fucked. If you're getting it off the dark web, you're fucking rat fucked. That's not real. Okay, because I'm assuming that's where that came from, the dark web, right? Don't they talk to you on Snapchat or Telegram or whatever fucking WhatsApp? Donald Jr. got away with that whole Mueller report because he was on WhatsApp and it got erased forever. I mean, that was the pivotal call. Erased. If that call was there, they could have traced the illegality. But it was glaringly missing in the Mueller report. It said it. We could not find the Snapchat. I'm sorry. The WhatsApp conversations. They were deleted, and they were legitimately deleted for real. They basically were a company of their word. When you delete something, it's deleted for real. What's Snapchat? Wasn't that where you send your dick and then it like goes away in 30 seconds or something? Wasn't that? Who would send their dick on a phone, man? Could you imagine if like I sent a dick on the phone and like my niece got like started playing games? Oh, here's your penis. What's this, Uncle Donnie? That's so ridiculous. And the other thing is, people get laid that way? Who's this? You know what I mean? I mean, is that what I'm doing wrong? I'm not sending dick pics? That's not a thing anymore, right? This is like, that went out years ago, or I think. Well, maybe not, because my favorite show, The College Girls of Sex, or whatever that is called, they were sending naked pictures. Scantily cladded looking pictures, at least. I don't remember if they were naked. I can't tell if sex, like, now that I'm this age and you look at the generations below, like, is sex accepted? What's the deal? Do they do it a lot compared to us? I just look back on when we started, and I just can't believe we were that fucking stupid, that young. We had no business having sex that young. It was the dumbest. I look at college people, I'm like, you're too young to be having sex. They look young. When did the college people look like high school people now? I mean, oh my God. Then I'm like fucking have a conversation with my brother about like these kids in high school that are into my goddamn niece. And I'm like, yeah, she's got a fucking model face. Exactly. It sucks. She's going to be fucking gawked at. And she's tall and whatever. So, that I just had this fucking conversation this week or last week about it. But I knew it. I knew it was starting to happen, too. Just the way her social life has gone with the girls and this and, like, the pseudo-secrecy and them not wanting to be around the parents. Yeah. Ugh. God forbid that. Oh, God, fucking shit. Oh, but I watch it in some of the TV shows, and at least it looks a little more innocent than when I was a kid or whatever. When I was a kid, it was weird. I remember the first people that ever had sex in my grade. It was like announced, like that, like they were going to be having sex on that Friday night. I remember who it was. I remember the whole thing, and I remember them talking about it Monday. It was the oddest fucking odd. My growing up was so odd. I don't know what, we were the biggest bunch of idiots. I hated high school. I hated it. I fucking hated it. I wasn't like good enough to be like the baseball guy, but I was good enough to be on the team, and that's it. So that sucked. Because I went from being the best and winning the championship and in Little League and all that shit to like sucking. I think we might have even been good in middle school. We had 3 years in middle school. I don't even know if they do that anymore. But our drugs were, well, no. This is what I mean. You can't do the first ones because I never did pills. And I knew there were 1, 2, maybe 2 or 3 people ahead of me that were definitely into pills that are dead. And I'm pretty sure, I know it was because of that. But that was a long time ago when they died. So I guess maybe it is in relevance. I maintain everybody's better looking now. The people born now. Because I think the parents became good looking from, my generation. Their kids got better looking than their parents. The people in my era. Because I don't think we were a good looking era. The 80s? No way. We were putting our hair 18 miles high and all that stuff. It was a weird time. They started. That was when like gel and foam. That foam. What was it called? The Mousse. MOUSSE. Was the 80s. And then if Mousse wasn't strong enough. Wait, Mousse? No, Mousse. Then they created gel, and that was like the. There's something about Mary with the cum in her hair. And she's like, oh yeah, I like doing that too. Yeah, for some reason I would like put my hair up really high. I don't know why. It was so stupid. Now my hair has a mind of its own. It just does whatever. I can't do anything with it. Like, I wish it would just go straight down my face, but right now I'm not long enough for it to do that, but it's not short enough. Yeah, I'm in what is called the in-between stage right now. But I'm trying to comb it down on my face. It won't work. It'll flop back up. Anyway. Okay. And of course the finals have started in the challenge. No, the finals haven't started. The finals will start next week. 100-hour challenge. 100-hour final. Holy sheep shit, right? 100-hour final. So a 5-day final. I should have music going on right now. Sorry, I'm grabbing some shit. A 5-day final. That's going to be sick. See, I don't think Fessy would have made it anyway. So, him losing with Mariah yesterday was a blessing in disguise. And honestly, the way Johnny Bananas like actually won it, it was pretty handily, for all intent and purpose. The one thing I could do without is the whole fucking drama with Nani. Jesus. Oh my God. And it's cringe. It's like, Johnny, stop kissing her. Like, can you stop kissing her? Friends don't kiss friends. I don't walk around kissing my friends. It's weird. I think there's an element out there that thinks that he likes her. And I'll be honest, part of me thinks that's it. If he better not be a moron and blow the Mariah thing. That chick's almost cool. Except here's the thing with her. Actually, I found problems with her too. You know what? She's got fake boobs. So that sucks. They're shiny. Those are weird. I don't know how you can feel them. I don't know. I've never felt a fake boob. I freak out. I would freak out. I don't know what I would do. I never dated anybody with them. Yeah. There was one dating thing years ago where I told a woman that, and she's like, well, you're going to break that now, and I never went with her. I never hooked up with her. Probably because I was freaked out. I was like, no, I'm not. So my record stays alive. I still never felt a fake boob. I don't know what, I feel like I would hurt it. Or, not that I would hurt it, or not hurt. I don't know. What if it, like, got loose or something? Not hurt it, but, you know. It's just weird. I don't know. And then when the women do it that are, that don't even have huge breasts, that's what makes them shiny and far apart, quite frankly. So, you should listen to me and not get it. Just don't get it done. Do you think there's an element out there? There's more of an element out there like me that doesn't, like, that's a deal breaker to me. I don't think I would ever be with anybody that had that. I mean, I'm setting aside, like, hey, if you did it for medical reasons, I don't count that, obviously. I hope you're not being a douche. But purely aesthetics, it's just not my thing. From a mental level to, I just don't like cutting into things. Things being humans. Yeah, I'm not into it. Yeah. So that, and if you bring up the fact that it's, sorry, that was me going, not necessary. I had the thing because maybe it was set aside medical. It's not necessary because your guy needs to, like, whatever. Or you need to feel better when you go out so you have cleavage. But you don't really have cleavage. Like the girl on Lever Pump Rules, for instance. Maya. Which I maintain there is not a Maya or a Mia that's not hot. None. Zero. Not even in the movies like Fast and Furious Maya. Hot. Maya Mastrioni, the cook, the chef, hot. And even Maya in Southern Hospitality / Lever Pump Rules is hot, but not really. I mean, I couldn't date her. She'd drive me fucking nuts in 4 seconds. Well, I couldn't even, like, let her in my room. Like, my presence. Sorry. I mean, you basically said, I'm high maintenance and I'm this. Oh, God, what the fuck? What the fuck does that entail? Although, I mean, I don't really know what to make of the whole Joe Bradley thing. And her and whatever. The smooch on the kiss camera looked disgusting. It looked like she was just slobbering down his fucking throat. And his reaction, was like Bryce Harper with the, oh. what just happened to me. That was kind of cool. I was going to say cute, but I didn't want you guys to get the wrong opinion. I gotta waste some time. I need coffee. Whoa, we're already an hour into this? Holy shit! I had no fucking clue. You guys have milk duds? I fucking love milk duds. So what in God's name did we talk about? We talked about me saying that the Grateful Dead were going to become a whole genre of music. However, I didn't exactly envision it being jam bands. I thought there were just going to be other bands that would sound like them. You know? Like, not every jam band sounds like them. Not even close. As a matter of fact, the Dead are somewhat mellow. Like, compared to this day and age jam band. You know? Like, Humphrey McGee, those guys are like a hard rock band. It's some of the sickest guitar playing I've ever heard. However, they just have no songs. Like, just, like, no, like, it's hard to, like, groove to them. But they're sick. Player. I mean, I don't know. I would like to hear some melodic shit. Send me some melodic shit, that's all. But the most melodic shit is our covers. Like we play In Bloom on Live Jam, but that's it. Nothing else. No, I don't really have anything melodic of theirs. However, on Jam Fest, I play anything in their repertoire, whatever's there. Whatever albums they have available and live shit is all linked up. So, but I don't remember anything being melodic, but people love them. I mean, fucking, people love them. I think they have hardcore fans. But they're good. They're really good. Yeah. Who else? Goose? I've seen Goose. I couldn't remember what the fuck I have no idea what they sound like, or what they, I have no idea anything about them except when Trey played with them. Volpec? Corey Wong, you ever hear of that guy? I kind of like that. Who else? Who else? I don't know. Spafford? Nah. They're right. I mean, they're fine. All those bands are fine. And they make up a lot of what gets played at Jam Fest. Is it my cup of tea? I let the kids play on Jam Fest. And I even fuck around on Jam Fest too. But you're not going to hear me playing whoever I just met, My Morning Jacket or whatever the fuck. Sorry, guys. I don't feel like slitting my wrist today, if you don't mind. So I'll stay away from Radiohead and My Morning Jacket. Oh my God. Bring out the goddamn razor blades. Or what am I saying? Hide them. If Radiohead or My Morning Jacket start playing, hide the razor blades from your kids. As a parent, everybody should do that. They should know to hide the razor blades when those songs come on. Jesus Christ. They make Coldplay sound like a fucking happy band. Like the B-52s or something. But they're jam bands. I put Hawkwind in there. I feel that Hawkwind is the first jam band ever, if you want to get down to it. Okay? You heard it here. Even more so than the Dead. Hawkwind was around before the Dead, I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then one thing that irks me, although, how do I get mad at my own people? And why are they playing 2 Lenny Kravitz songs in a row? I mean, I'm fine with it. But, I know, it's part of I get it. Whatever. I think I like that band Big Gigantic, but again, doesn't it run its course? Buckethead was just played. Gary Clark Jr., the band. That was all just played at JamFest. Now the news is on. Let's see what's going on at Live Jam. See how many people are there now. 155, and whoa, we're down low. 3,327 listeners today. Sessions, I mean. 3,300, so 3,100 people came and left. Because right now we're sitting at 155. Anyway, let's see what we just played here. What we just played? Wait. Let's see what we just played here. I'm assuming the news is going on here too, yes? And we just played David Bowie. Not the song, the artist. Wild is the Wind. Before that, Alice Cooper. Before that, Santana. Before that, Oingo's Boingo. Before that, The Doors. Before that, Jimi Hendrix. Before that, The Moody Blues. So it's like album-oriented rock, but live. So, again, Live Jam, we only play live shit. So, that's the limitation there. But we'll play anything. It's got to be live. And of course, a sound, I can't. It's got to be a real recording, no audience shit. I can barely play some of that Elvis Costello stuff. His recording, whatever, engineers sucked. My God, man. There's so much. There's this one album, L something. It's an album they released. There is so much crowd noise you want to fucking puke. You want to pull your hair out. And it's got the only work into the week, I think, that's ever been recorded in the history of that song, because it's the only version I have, and I hate playing it on Mondays, because I hear the fucking crowd noise, and like, you literally hear that. It's so fucking pathetic. And that was an album Warner put out. That's the point. Warner Brothers. The dumbest fucking idiots. Did they even listen to the album when they put it out? Fucking morons. Then they cut songs and he starts like introducing a new song and then the song ends. So, anyway, when I was at the gym, it used to drive me mad. Wasn't I telling this story? And I finally went home and then started editing every fucking song. Well, I had to fuck around and figure out a sense of direction. And I realized that was the only way. One song at a fucking time. So then I did that. And the rest is history, because it's the sickest station ever. Oh, yeah. Oh, someone wrote me yesterday saying, no more Live Jam 107? And I had to explain that it changed. I could put a redirect, but if you're going to Live Jam 107, get it, you figure it out. There's no more Live Jam 107. 107, I was supposed, a few years, I guess at the time when I was talking about when I was at Radio IO, now we're at TuneIn. It's like the largest internet thing, like XM Sirius, but internet. Like we're with all the biggies, like NBC, MLB, and it's exclusive too. Everybody can't just get in there. But we can't go to other things like my podcast and whatever is at iHeartRadio. But the radio stations can't be, because we're at TuneIn, their competitor. Besides, both stations would make any iHeartRadio listener fucking buckle to their knees. Live Jam is not for the faint of heart. It's exactly why I put the news in. it just to stop it for a fucking few minutes. I know TuneIn does their own ads, but on our players, we don't. I'm going to start. There's no reason not to. 4,000 fucking listeners a day? That's nothing to sneeze at. Anyway, we went into the loadout, which I kind of want to hear. I haven't heard this song in a long time. You guys know this song? That's me. I want to be the first to come. Oh no, I want to be the last to come and the first to leave. Anyway, that song's a throwback to my childhood. In case anybody cares. You want to see what's playing? JamBands? Didn't we just do this? So anyway, then yeah, you would hear. Oh, here's what's. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. So out of the newscast, it went into. An old version of Chinatown. See, the cool thing about JamFest is we get to play actual songs that aren't live. So that's from Moxa Moxa. It's pretty cool, right? Like I get to play Bobby in the Midnights. I know it's weird, whatever, and Kingfish and all this stuff. That, yeah. I don't like Bobby and Midnights versions of the live versions of those songs. I doubt I would play any of them on whatchamacallit. Speaking of Bobby and Midnights, it's festival night. Festival. And that's how we start off every festival night. So when you hear that song, Festival, from that point on and all night long are songs only from music festivals. That's when you know that starts. At JamFest. Either 9 o'clock or 10, I can't remember. Thursday nights at Sunset TV are also, our sitcom night with Taxi and Nobodies and The Norm Show and I forget what else. But that's all prime time. I'm not sure who's on the Kevin Pollak chat show yet. And the 12 o'clock news has begun. And also today, all day, will start at 1. As you all know. As 19,066 of you, that was the last I saw. Let's see if it went up or down. 16. Oh, no, 19,074. Oh, wow. We went up like 3,000. Holy shit. All right, so we have 19,074 viewers right now. Woo! Let's see what's on. Probably nothing, because I haven't added shit since I've been talking to you motherfuckers. Yeah. I got to do the new news, I think. Well, I know I go to... Let me see. I know it goes to 1 o'clock or something. Maybe not. No, of course not. I better put the news on. Yeah. I neglected the news at Sunset TV. See, I do this a lot. It's yeah. Not a lot, but right now there's dead air. Okay, sorry about that. All you people from India will now be realizing what happened. But we're set today. All day is whatever happened on all day is whatever. Let's see what's going on today. Today, it doesn't say. But there'll be celebrity interviews, show exclusives, food, recipes, lifestyle tips, and more on today, all day. Beginning at 1 o'clock at Sunset TV. Then we show the Kingsman, the Golden Circle. Then we show 21 Jump Street. Then we show Prime Time, Taxi, The Norm Show, The Nobodies, and The Fall Guy. All tonight at Sunset TV. That's right, folks. That's right. Okay. I don't know. Did we get to fucking anything? How bands end songs? I was talking about that at one point. Well, we're not. That's nothing to get to. I didn't get to shit. Fuck me. Do we care about the animals killed and that stuff? I know there's a whole scuttlebutt about the death penalty. Like DeSantis wants to make it easier to kill people. Why? Like he wants to make it so if 8 people decide to kill a person, that's the new law. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be 100%. Is what DeSantis wants. That's fucking odd. You're gonna tell me that's not odd? I mean, that's just fucking odd. I don't know. I think it's odd. First thing is, can't you make... I think you can make a lot more money with the person in the private prison. See, DeSantis should just listen to me. He should just latch onto the private prison owners and instead of killing off the clientele, throw them in there and have them make license plates, so to speak. I don't know. I never understood the death penalty. First of all, it freaks me out. Sitting there and watching someone die is fucking weird, man. It's just weird. Now, if somebody came along and killed one of my whatevers, unless I'm the one killing the motherfucker, it just means nothing to me. I'd rather put it in a small teeny cell and allow it out once an hour a day until it's 96 years old. That's the type of lifestyle I would like it to live. Not dead. Dead's easy. Hell, I would have been dead 48,000 times by now if I wanted to take the easy way out. Although it's probably not easy to kill oneself. Although we're not talking about killing oneself. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm talking about the death penalty. Those people shoot themselves in the feet by not putting... These people of power that could easily latch onto the private prison industry, like, why isn't the private prison industry like, dude, I got the cash cow. Just get them into the prisons. Let us do the rest. We'll charge exorbitant whatevers. We'll... Yeah. Put them to work for pennies on the dollar. Telemarketing. The works. What's wrong with DeSantis? I mean, especially with... Well, they're not going to loosen up on pot laws down in Florida, are they? How about coke? Is that legal in Florida still? Coke was legal in Florida. No. I kid the criminal justice system. Coke was never legal in Florida. It just used to come in through there. Back before Coke killed anyone, they used to bring it in from wherever down there. Then in the mid-'80s, it started killing people. Unless they killed people and we didn't know. Maybe it did, I don't know. Maybe it killed people and I didn't know about it. But the first time I ever knew about a death by coke was Lenny Bias, by far. I mean, I never even knew... We didn't really do coke in Maryland. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, the first year I was in college, we dabbled in it a little bit, but then, like, you know, that was when I was friends with, like, these people from the frat houses. Remember I faked being in a frat house in 85 or 86 and lived at UCLA for free, basically, or $100. But by then, I think what happened was we were ripped off and then we never did it again. We were FedExing it from Florida, quite frankly. Yeah. Our freshman year of college. Yeah, those were the fucking years, man. I was like, I had a bar in my room. I had a suite. I had aquarium. I took this girl to like the Bahamas and then Acapulco or Cancun, one of those places. It was so ridiculous. And the irony is I didn't even do coke then. I decided to wait until 98 or whatever to really, really do it. 99. Yeah, I'll never forget that. It was one Wednesday night going to the Meters at the House of Blues. I was sitting down with my ex and her compadres, and they were like, all right, let's get ready for the show. And it was a Wednesday night, and they whip out all this blow, and I'm like, this is the beginning of the end. Doing it on a Wednesday night, like it was just not, it wasn't a thing. And I knew, that's what I literally said, this is the beginning of the end. But again, I don't even listen to myself. Like I was alluding to earlier. When I said the Dead were going to be a whole genre of music in themselves. I used to say that to everybody, and nobody in their right mind ever remembers me saying that. I guarantee they certainly wouldn't give me credit for it. I was also the first record label fuckwad to try and get any JamBands signed. By far. I mean, those guys didn't have any idea what to do with those bands. Like, even Fish and Elektra, that was like, woo! Weird city. Weird. And Widespread and the Allman Brothers, they had two different labels. When they had the Capricorn thing going, that was fine. They were just like friends. All those people like Walden and whatever. So it wasn't real. Like obviously they were just collecting money, never paying taxes, doing whatever. I'm assuming, you don't go to prison for fucking 2.5 years or however long he did for tax evasion if it ain't a thing. I mean, you're scamming a lot of money and you can't pay it back either because pay it back. I mean, that's anything besides going to jail or prison, I mean. I don't know. I would think if you made like however many millions and you owed the government this amount of money minus whatever, the interest that they do is a joke. You should be able to pay that back and then get out of your troubles. That's what I would think. Although, it's the same with Wesley Snipes. I mean, he was making however many millions in a movie and didn't pay. Like, how do you not pay? I mean, isn't that, like, that's got to be a little hard, isn't it? I just paid my taxes. But I only owed what Trump owed a few years ago. So I paid it in intervals, too. Oh, no, I didn't. What am I saying? It was all paid for. So I got to do taxes for last year. That should be fun. Anyway, I'm not sure what else. I never get into, well, we started to get into the death penalty thing, so I guess that's a thing as far as the sustainable action now goes. But what else is going on? WSEA Sports, that thing's badass. Oh, you know what else is pretty cool? You should check out Sunset Fitness. It's one of our channels. I got to start getting into that, our channels, because we have our main one that I boast has 19,000 people, even though I thought it was 16, or it was 16 earlier, I should say. The Forget About It channel, I think, does really well. That just does Forget About It 24 hours a day. The TV show that's airs Sunday nights at Sunset, on Sunset TV, on the Sunset TV channel. Okay, I don't know. I guess that's it. I have nothing to talk about, so Garcia later and stay the fuck in touch. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened to them.